We grew up in horrible neighborhoods, like just straight ghetto. And one thing my mom did to get us off the streets, because she worked all day and my dad is alcoholic and wasn't home or was in jail. So what she did is she bought us a Sega Genesis and a Super Nintendo. So she wanted us to want to be inside, and we loved playing video games. So that's all we would do is play Super Mario Kart, you know, Yoshi's Island, Sonic, and we would just play that all day. I tried Halo for the first time at my cousin's house, and I could not stop playing the game. Like, it was so fucking fun and addicting that we had to get an Xbox 360 as soon as possible.
I started playing Call of Duty my sophomore year of high school. I was a trash can, walking death streak pretty much that whole year.
I played Halo for a long time, maybe 2 or 3 years before I started playing Call of Duty. Like, I started playing Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, so like that year was just playing pub stomps, getting smashed on, and
as soon as I played Call of Duty, I was just fucking wrecking people. Like, it just felt so easy. And around the same time, my cousin Kevin, he was doing the sniping thing on Call of Duty.
Watch, I made a clip right here, and you're gonna put it as the first clip in the montage.
Take your food, you're drunk, and I don't get shit.
Like, you get a clip right here, I'll put it as the first clip in the montage, I promise.
Alright, watch, right here. Watch. I'm gonna kill the whole team right here.
the first real organized competitiveness where I got was this thing called competitive sniping at the time in Modern Warfare 2, where you take the M200 gun and then you only quick scope, so you only press the left trigger like only slightly, and then you press the right trigger right away, so then it shoots. So I played that religiously for, I want to say, 3 years, from MW2 to Modern Warfare 3.
I had this dream that I wanted to throw tournaments, like I wanted to run tournaments, and that's where Gamers Little Playground started, and that's why I created my YouTube channel to begin with, because the whole idea at first was we're just gonna post stuff from the tournaments onto the channel so people could watch it after the fact. So I was hustling Xboxes, and so I had a bunch, so I figured, hey, you know what, if we can throw a tournament here locally, there's so many kids. I worked at the school, and so many kids played that it just seemed like the natural thing to do. We threw our first tournament, 8 Xboxes, 8 monitors, I think 40 people showed up, and after that it was a great experience and we wanted to keep doing it, so we kept throwing tournaments and it kept getting bigger and bigger. We started getting more and more people.
And it was until Black Ops 2 where I got introduced into this industry of eSports for Call of Duty competitive scene.
They beat Perico at hardpoint. What an amazing matchup. We are going to a Game 11, Benson. You couldn't ask for anything better here at the Call of Duty Championship.
Years later, because I had a successful YouTube channel and I had money, I had like extra money on the side, and me and my cousins were playing a lot of Black Ops 2 competitive. Like we fell in love with Black Ops 2 after Champs. Like we poured so many hours into this fucking game, like it's insane. We would play League Play, and we went to a couple tournaments, and so I had this dream of owning an esports team myself, but I knew I wasn't gonna go pro. I was already too old at that time. I was probably already 27, 28. So I lost that dream a long time ago, but I did want to own an esports team. My cousin Kevin was still playing competitive. He still had the dream that he wanted to go pro. So I wanted to start small, and I told him, hey, do you want to, maybe I'll sponsor you guys. I'll pay for your entrance to a local tournament. We'll buy you some shirts. And he was all for it. And the thing that happened with War was it got serious to the point where I needed to either put up my money and like, you know, put up or shut up basically. At that time I was just kind of putting money for local tournaments. At that point it was just kind of a curiosity of me throwing money to something. It was just $100 here, you know, we'll buy some food here, here's $100, we'll buy some shirts. It's not a lot of money to throw in. But then it got serious where it was like, okay, if we keep going down this path, we can eventually get a viable team. Am I willing to throw thousands of dollars for them to fly out to Dallas or Atlanta or Columbus, wherever they're gonna go, pay for hotel? Like, can I put all that money down? The money wasn't an issue. I know I could have done it, but I didn't have the time to do it. And I actually even approached Kevin at that time, and I asked him, I told him, look, I'll fund it, and you kind of be the president of it. You run the operations. You have all the relationships with all the kids in the scene. Like, you know all the other players. You've been through it. Like, I wanted him to run it and for me to fund it. But he didn't want to let go of the dream yet. And at the same time, he was also a full-time student in school. So he decided not to do it, which I respect, because I mean, it was a big undertaking. If you wanted to do it right, it was going to be a big undertaking.
Come on! Hold this way. One more up there! Let's go, Martin! One more! One more! Wait, that's right. Oh, fuck.
I had to hang up the sticks last year because I was graduating from college. And it was kind of like, I have to do something, like, you know, like, if anybody knows about Call of Duty, the last 3 years were all jetpack years, so the games were futuristic, and I guess that role that I found the anchoring never was really truly supported in the newer games. That was very, very frustrating for me, because I really wanted to be a professional Call of Duty player, and I grinded the hell out of it. I've almost broke up my girlfriend many times because of it. I gave up social life most of my college years until my last year when I quit. I actually had more of a social life, but I gave up a lot of things for it, and I don't regret it at all, because that was my passion, and I wouldn't, you know, like when you're that passionate about something, you're willing to put in the hours and have no regrets. I was like, you know, I couldn't do it, but doesn't mean I can't, you know, try to provide that same hope and that same dream to another kid.
Honestly, I knew the day would come when Kevin would come back, and I was just waiting for the day.
But I remember having the phone call and telling Mike, I was just like, Mike, I wanna start up Team War again.
And when he called me, I swear on everything, I knew that this was the phone call, because Kevin never randomly calls me like at 6 p.m. on a weekday.
I want to do this. I want to fund a team to go to all the tournaments all year. I want to build this brand from nothing, from scratch, and, you know, take us to the promised land, get sponsors, go the whole 9 yards.
Yes. Yes, guys, good. Yes, that's good. Okay, yes, like.
And his immediate response was like, let's fucking do it. So I was just like, immediately, like, I was in the car and I was stuck in traffic, and I was just like, thank God he's down with it, because I was just like, he's the one person that I did need.
That was my dream back then, was just for him to run it, because he's the one who's made all the personal connections with all the other players. He's the one who really tried to go pro. You know, I was just there kind of as a spectator watching. Like, I would go watch him play and support and this and that, but he was the one who was in it. So I know he was the one who needed to lead it, but he just needed to get to a place in his life where he could do that. And now he's there, because he has a steady job, he finished school, and now he's ready to do it. And so as soon as he told me, I was down 100%. I was ready to do it. There's no question. I was just waiting for the moment to do that.
I started up Team War again, as an owner, and I made captain one of my ex-teammates that I teamed for a couple years. I met him at a local tournament at this place called Howie's Game Shack.
My name's Sal Correa. My gamer tag is Skizzy. I come from California, and I just turned 18.
I think when Kevin told me that he wanted to do it as Sal leading it, that's what made me even more comfortable with it, because when we had met Sal when he was like 15 in AW, and he was a fucking savage then.
Let's go, baby! You suck! You've been playing for 2 hours!
I met Kevin at an AW LAN. He was playing against me, and one of his teammates was screaming at us while they were winning the map. So once, obviously, I brought it back and started destroying them. I was screaming back at him, and I just started talking to Kevin after the map.
And he smashed me. He did. Well, he smashed my team. He didn't really smash me. Okay, I'm not gonna give him that much credit, cause Sal, you're not that good. Okay, you weren't that good. Like I could still smash you, bro.
I would play him a lot at times in like finals, and he still hasn't beaten me yet. So I always talk trash to him about that. Okay, my name is Jonathan Linares. My gamer tag is JClouds, 21, and I'm from Los Angeles.
I just do whatever is needed. Like if I need to go to hell, I'll just go to hell. If my teammates are slacking in kills, I'll just try to pick up those kills, try to get something riled up.
Sergio Samas Amesco. I'm 18 years old and I'm from Compton, California.
My name is Ricky Alatorre, and wait, what? My name is Ricky Alatorre. I'm 19 years old. I go by the gamer tag of Velsky, and I'm from Los Angeles, California.
Velsky's a good anchor, and he's an S&D god.
I'm a god. I'm a fucking god, baby. I'm a fucking god.
I'm a god.
So Sal's built this relationship with these guys through local tournaments in Long Beach and Santa Ana, and these boys that he ended up picking up were constantly getting first, second, or third at these tournaments.
Why'd you join the team?
I heard things about Sal's mom. She's pretty banging.
In AW, I met him, and I thought he was really good, but he was underage, and I was too, so we couldn't play together. And once he turned 18, then we just made a team of 3 with JClouds.
Every time I would play against him, he'd always say I was pretty good. So he just kind of like told me like, oh, you want to team with me? Because you're pretty good. We can. I know we can do some big things if we team together.
I saw Johnny, Sal, and Sames. I seen that. You could obviously see the potential, and I could just. I don't know. I just pictured myself like it was like a puzzle. It was just fitting perfect. I saw a lot of potential, so I hit them up, and just things went on from there.
I think like once we bought the tickets to Dallas, it felt real, like it had never felt before. Like it felt like a dream come true. Yeah, so the team actually got there on Thursday, and we were gonna fly in on Friday. So they got there on Thursday, so that because the matches start early, so they were there. They played their first game.
Well, we played first map, and we were a little nervous, so we were playing really frantic, and we actually ended up losing the first map. So we talked it out, said we got to calm down, play how we usually play, and we ended up winning the next 2 maps and blowing them out the third map, screaming at them.
I forgot what time we got there. Let's say around 1 p.m. We settled in, got into our hotel, all that. We head to the venue. As soon, like I swear, like we could probably put a foot down on the pavement, and then the fire alarm just starts ringing all over the convention center.
We didn't know what was happening, but we just kept warming up.
We heard the alarms, and the ref was just like, oh, just keep on warming up. We were just there for 10 minutes, and the alarm was keep on going off. He's like, oh, okay. And then he went to go find out what's happening.
And then you see all the people start coming out, pouring out, and we don't know what's going on. We hear rumors oh, somebody was smoking in the bathroom, some kid pulled the fire alarm. No idea what's going on. Eventually, we kind of find out that there is some sort of bomb threat. I don't know if, I'm guessing somebody called it in.
Yeah, that was scary stuff to happen during the bomb threats, because that was the one thing I didn't want to happen.
And it's just a waste of time. It's like, we know that it's a hoax because it's happened multiple times throughout the years of Call of Duty.
So we all had to go outside of the venue, sit out there for 4 hours, and we went to a restaurant and we're there until like 8 p.m. until they finally told us we had to go home.
It's day 2 and pretty much grind time all day. It could go on to like 3 in the morning. It has to, but
The second day, the first match that they were gonna play was against a top 4 EU team.
Well, since we got evacuated the day before, we didn't end up getting to play our match, so we had to show up early at like 10 a.m. and play against BC Brotherhood. They were the 13th seed in open bracket.
We went in knowing that the 13th seed, so they got to be, somewhat good.
The first map, they won by the other team got disqualified because they had a illegal. I think they had a UAV, and that's against the rules.
Next map, 6-5. We lost the S&D.
Fortunately, things didn't plan out, but we ended up winning the match. Luckily, third map.
And going into the CTF, we blew them out 5-1. Wasn't even close.
I don't know. It's pretty simple. Easy win for us.
So it was. I mean, we were excited because we're like, okay, well, they just beat the 13th seed. Obviously, that doesn't come by easy. There's a lot of criticism that the EU teams aren't as good, which is true overall. But still, I mean, they're a formidable team, and we just beat them.
We played winners round 3 against Manor eSports.
We had a deficit. We were down 120 deficit, and obviously that gets to you. You start thinking about it.
But something clicked, man. Something clicked in the boys, and they just started ramping up their intensity, and they made an incredible comeback. They came back all the way down from 100 points, and it came down to that last hill in the middle on Forest, and at one point they were actually winning 245 to 240, and it felt like they were gonna win. It felt like they were gonna do this incredible comeback.
Me and Skizzy just got into. It was a 2 gunfight. It was a 2-on-2 in hill, and it was the most important gunfight of the match. And unfortunately, we both lost it, and that right there just cost us the game.
But they just got outgunned, outnaded in the middle, and the other team won 250 to 246.
Ended up choking the very last hill. We lost 246 to 250. That kind of sucked.
And then we started to fix our mistakes for the second match, and we kind of choked a 5-2 lead. So it was close games with them though. They're a good team.
Because we just started off slow. We were just not playing our pace. We were playing their pace. We were just everything was out of control. We weren't controlling the game. They were controlling the game.
It was disappointing. I mean, I felt bad for them because I know those just hurt so bad. They lost 6-5 the second map.
So one gunfight in hard playing, 1 round in S&D that could have lifted us to a whole new place in Dallas.
Yeah, I was pretty sad after we lost, obviously. And then learning that if we would have won that match, we would have secured 1,000 pro points, and it would have been a lot easier for us going into the future for the next lands in 2Ks. So pro points, basically, you get them by competing in 2Ks, doing GBs, or major events. And the more pro points you have, the better seeding you get. And the better seeding you are, the easier your bracket becomes. So it was big for us to get that because we don't have a lot of pro points right now. And 1,000 pro points would have really, really helped us. That hurt even more. So I just walked out of the venue, sat by myself for an hour and a half, just thought about the match. And just knew that we could come back and hopefully make a loser's run.
It has come to our attention that a mysterious force is loose somewhere in outer space.
The mysteries of creation are there.
Up in the sky?
Up in the sky.
The moon and the planets are there. And new hopes for knowledge and peace are there.
So then they went to the losers bracket, and I forgot who we played next, but they destroyed them. I mean, it was easy. It was no disrespect to that other team, but they weren't anywhere near the level of our team. Like they destroyed them easily. They were just toying with them.
Yeah, massive blowout.
Oh, we got a bunch of energy from them, and we were super confident going into our second losers bracket run. So yeah, we just gained energy from that when we beat a team like that.
And then the last match was against some well-known players in the community, some semi-pros.
And we ended up playing Profizi, Nihil, Beezy, and Seth Glory. They're like a top 40 seed, so we know they're gonna be like a difficult matchup.
We've played them before in an online tournament at 2K, and that went not so well. It was close at first, but we ended up losing. But we ended up coming into the event knowing that they dropped their that what I thought was their best player, that he left.
First map, hard point, we were up like 50 to 60 points. We were out rotating him and beating him in like most gunfights. Simon was getting hyped up, screaming at him. And then I felt like they just settled down and started playing more rotations than us, and they started out rotating us, and that's when they started beating us in the gunfights. So they came back, and I think we lost like 250 to 180. And then in the S&D, we wanted USS Texas, and we just didn't play it right. They just kept rushing us, nading us, and I think we lost that like 6-3.
We played on USS Texas. It's our best map, and I think it went 6-3. It was just a lot of it was unfortunate timing, to be honest.
They didn't do that well, and that was the end of the tournament for them. They lost in the losers bracket round 4. Probably placed top 80, top, at the best maybe top 64, if depending how many teams showed up.
We just gotta grind it out just to get better and better, just to prove people wrong, because obviously we didn't place what we should have placed, and just people just think we're not good, and I think we're really good.
I definitely want to see Team War like in pool play, like just on the big screen, just I want to see people come and see us, like rooting for us, asking us to sign some stuff after. I just want to get a fan base with this team.
I definitely want to go pro, especially I would love to go pro with this team, because I love these guys. We've been teaming for a while. I've known them for a while, and I just want like War to grow as like an org, and just us all go together and make it at the top.
Grow with this organization and hopefully get as big as like those top like teams like NVS and Optic.
Grow as an organization, grow with them, build something, try to build the next big thing for the eSports.
How the hell are you gonna make money off of this, Kevin? Like, I see you putting all this money into it, but how are you gonna get your returns? And what I tell them is just like, it's not about the money. It's not about like generating the returns right away. It's literally about growth, and it's about being part of something bigger than you, and being part of a community that you have a passion for. I was a player. I understand the struggles of losing tournaments and losing online and getting dropped from a team and having to like fire somebody from a team and going through beef wars on Twitter. Like, I know all of that. Like, I've been through that. And, despite the downs, like, it still pushed me to keep going, because there's nothing else in my life that's ever like took a hold of my life like that.
I would definitely just say, just stay tuned and just see what's coming, because I know we're gonna come out hot next event.
Nothing but love, and I hope you guys keep supporting us.
It's easy to be a downer, and it's easy to hate on the process, or hate on people's visions. But you don't understand how much more it means to like hear from somebody and be like, oh dude, I really like where you're going with that. I really hope it gets somewhere,
Without darkness, there is no light. Like, you need these contrasts, you need these downs to appreciate the highs, and that's just the way life goes. And I think that anybody who's watching, that's what you should take from it. Like, you should look at this as the beginning step and be excited to see what comes after, because when we finally get to that main stage, you're gonna love it so much more because of the time they got knocked out in the losers round 4, you know, or the time they almost beat that team and they could have made it even further. Like, you're gonna appreciate that moment so much more. I know I will, and like that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I want by the end of the year. Is just, I want to see our name on the main stage, Team War, our logo next to Optics, next to Envy, next to LG. Like, just to be a part of that crew. I want to win, but kind of like in Rocky, like, I just want to make it there first. You know, like, I just want to make it to know that I hanged with the best for 12 rounds, to know that I'm a part of that group, that fraternity, that brotherhood. If you see it as that, as part of the first step in the journey, then like you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this whole process and this whole journey. You're gonna do it with us together.